Welcome back. A pretty cold weekend, but believe it or not, still haven't quite hit freezing yet here in the metro area. And today, October 13th, is the average, the 30-year average for when we would typically do that. Now, earliest on record is September 5th. Latest is going to be November 18th. So obviously a big wide spread there. And that November 18th, just 3 years ago, back in 2016. Temperatures today got up into the 40s, which is some good news, a little warmer than what we've been seeing the last several days across the state. In fact, only a few spots didn't manage to break into those 40s. And the almanac shows here in the Twin Cities, 45 was the high, 35 was the low. That high, a good 15 degrees below the average of 60 degrees. And picked up about 300ths of precipitation with those light rain/flurries that we saw earlier this morning. Winds, though, thankfully have started to die down. Not the double digits that we've been seeing all weekend. Alexandria at 10, but really compared to the 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts that we saw, this is a welcome relief, as is the lack of moisture across the state. In fact, a lot of folks seeing some bright, starry skies tonight. That'll change as we go into the morning hours. More clouds will start to build back in on the backside of this system. So we're kind of in a little clear patch right now and nothing going on around here in the metro, which is some good news. That high is going to continue to slide on in as we go throughout the next several days. And notice by the time we get into tomorrow, maybe a few peaks of sunshine by the afternoon, but more clouds starting to build on the backside. So that's why I think we're going to go with partly sunny skies for your Monday. And then clouds will start to slowly move back in by the time we get into the evening hours. So the forecast for tonight is going to be calling for temperatures in the mid to upper 30s across the region, partly cloudy skies, and temperatures are going to warm up a bit for tomorrow. Not a lot, though. We're going to be talking temperatures right around the upper 40s for most of the state, maybe some low 40s to the north, and then even low 50s for folks down to the south. Meanwhile, that 7-day forecast shows still well below average as we make our way through not only Monday, but Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Now, by Tuesday, a stray chance of a shower is possible. It's a very small chance. And then by Wednesday, more clouds return. By Thursday, this is what we're looking forward to, finally warming things up. 58 degrees for the high, mostly sunny skies. Unfortunately, the sun short-lived, with mostly cloudy skies returning on Friday and a high of 62. Mostly cloudy skies turn back to mostly sunny on Saturday, so a little up and down there in the cloud cover, but overall staying fairly dry the back half of the week. Saturday's looking amazing by the time we get into Sunday. Could see a slight chance of a shower returning to the area.